So today we will discuss about advanced task variable and event handler. So for the one who is experienced dealing with SQL Server Integration Service, I believe this subject is now is not a uncommon subject or an uncommon words, because variable event handler is something that we will be dealing to be handled in SQL Server Integration Services. Okay. And the task on SQL Server Integration Service is the task that being used to operate units works that is related with extract transfer load. And SSIS also contains a variety of tasks to perform the most frequently performed tasks. Okay. So we can running an SQL line of code, or maybe we can download several files from the FTP site. So if the available tasks are not able to meet our needs, we can create a custom task or a task that is made according to the user needs. Okay. So if you pay attention to the task window, which is on the left side of the SSIS, then you will find out several lists of an object. This object called as a task. And also the task itself, basically there are a lot of tasks that you can use in SSIS. Also, you can add several tasks or additional tasks by download it from the FTP sites. Okay. Or maybe from other version of the SQL Server Integration Service, like the one that we do, like something like adding the SQL Server Integration Service itself inside the SQL Server, or Visual Studio. It's a enrichment of our tools. So and the task also consists of a custom task, or a task that is made according to the user needs. Okay. Basically, this is the task that I always use. That we will discuss, or we will be I will show you this the reason why and the discussion later. So for example, task in SQL Server Integration Service, the first task would be called as bulk insert task. The bulk insert task basically is to load data into a table by using the bulk insert SQL command. Okay. And the other one will be called as data flow task. This data flow task will be considered as the most important task that loads and transform data into an only DB destination. Okay. And then the other task will be called as execute package task. This task will enables you to execute a package from within a package, and it will make your SSIS package modular. Modular means that your package will be consist a lot of packets inside itself. Okay. And the next one will be called as execute SQL task. So basically, it will be executing every SQL statement, whether it is a store procedure or a basic SQL statement command. And the next one will be called as file system task. Okay. And this task can handle directory operation like creating, renaming, or deleting a directory. And it is also able to manage file operation like moving, copying, or deleting file. Okay. And the next one will be called as FTP task. As in the activity or the action of this task is described in the name, so it can be used to send or receive the file from an FTP site. And the last one called as script task. So it will be running a set of Visual Basic.NET programming language or C# coding or programming language inside Visual Studio environment. Okay, so basically this is the basic task that most people use to create the SSIS package. So this is the picture of SSIS toolbox that is contains Veritas that can be used to run the SSIS package. So we will not, I will not describe all the tasks one by one, but I will be we will be discuss about several tasks that is the most common task that is used by most people, or some important part or some important task that we can use to create a package. So basically, if you wanted to create a task or create a toolbox or something else, you can choose one of the tasks and then hold and then drag it into the box and then drop it inside the box. And then you can do whatever task that you wanted to do. Okay, so this is the task itself. And then the next one will be called as variable. I believe the function of the word variable itself similar with other programming language. So variable used to be used to store a value that can be used by the SQL Server Integration Service spec, and also it containers. their task and their event handling at runtime. So basically, the variable have several scope, okay, such as tasks, containers, and tickets. And the variable itself is very important activity or a very important object to be used in SQL Server Integration Service, because sometimes we need to keep some value outside the SQL statement or outside the task to be used uh, as the outline or as the condition for several comment or several tasks. So the use of the variable in SQL integration service is quite high. For let's say to create a dynamic package that can be used time over several time or every time automatically, then you will need this variable. Also, when you variable also will can be used to store error message, condition, a value that can be used inside the task, event, and handling a runtime. So this and the variable itself is quite important in this in this method. Okay. We will try to develop some several activity that is using the variable inside the SQL Server Integration Service later on. So basically, there are two types of variable. The first one called as user-defined variable, where you can create the variable itself was created by the user or will be created by the user. And the second one will be called as system-defined variable. So this is the variable, available variable in the system, and the variable itself cannot be changed. So for the example for system-defined variable is, let's say, the machine name, package ID, text task name, username, and so on. So basically, this variable can be called when you need it, whenever you need it, and you can use it. But the key point is you cannot change the name of the variable. So the variable component can be found at the middle section of the windows. So basically, you need to define the variable name and then the scope where this variable can be used, whether it is inside the package, inside the task, or inside the handling, runtime handling, and so on. And also there is a data type to be chosen, whether it is a numeric or a character data type. And you can also define a default value, and also you can use such a kind of expression. So the expression usually some kind of format that you can use to define a variable. So let's say uh, the example of this expression is maybe you wanted to define a date time variable, and then the format of the date time will be defined as year within 4 digit, and then month, and then day. So this kind of expression can be defined in this column, and many more. And also, there is something, there is other things that that is called as parameter. Okay. So I believe you are familiar with these words because this is a common word to be used in programming language, because you will not will. I believe everyone was experienced using this condition, but there is a difference between using and understanding. Okay? Everyone can use a thing or something, but not everyone can understand that things. So please differentiate between using and understanding. So most people are understanding the something. Most people are using something, but whether they are understanding those process or not is another thing. So basically, parameter is being used inside a programming language to allow a package to be used a value that is coming from the outside the package. Okay. Let's say you are having a package called A. So everything will be written inside those packages. But sometimes you need an external value, a value that is coming outside the package. So to have that kind of condition, you will need something called as parameter. Okay, parameter is something that can be used to passing the external value into internal package or internal package. Okay. Basically, in SQL Server Integration Service, there are two types of parameters, namely project parameters and the package parameters. So the differentiation between those two are the scope of the package. Okay. The parameter, the package parameter scope was only inside a single package, but for the project parameter, scope is for the SSIS. So it can be used in all packages inside a single project. But the function for the package itself is remain the same. To passing the value, passing outside value into inside to be used inside the package or inside programming language. And the next one is called as event handler. So event handler also the one of the important things to be used in SQL Server integration service. Why? Because event handler is able to respond to every error that occur and also reporting the progress and monitoring the package itself. So this is one of the most important part in SQL Server integration service. Event handler also allow the system to call a specific task whenever an event occurs. Okay. Event is not only for error, but also for warning or successful or a process event. So, for example, you are going to handle an event called on error. So whenever an error raised, there will be then you will be calling some kind of activity or some kind of task, so that your package or your SQL service integration service can be handling mostly every situation that will occurs. Because let's say, even though that logically your SQL service integration service package looks perfect, but at some point it can be raising some kind of condition that you have not prepared to be occurred. Okay, let's say for example, your package was running, you are scheduling the package running every 12 every 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. Okay, 1 a.m. let's say, and then you are let's say this package was transforming or is transforming transaction table into transaction or sales, let's say sales destination. Okay. And at some point, there is one person who still in the middle of the transaction process when the process itself was running. So let's say the transaction process is still incomplete. Okay, the transaction process is still incomplete, but the package have to be run because it's already scheduled at 12:01 a.m. So the process of the ETL will be transforming or will be delivering or will be querying an incomplete transaction. Where basically the incomplete transaction still using or still will still consist for several tables only, dealing with several conditions such as even though that the task basically the for incomplete transaction will be raise a lot of errors such as the stock number for several items can only be updated after the transaction is complete. So if it's still in the middle of the transaction, then usually the stock position will not be updated. So when basically this kind of condition or incomplete process will be one of the condition that is raising an error event. Maybe you cannot imagine how important is an event handler until you are this kind of experience by yourself, and then you will know. But hopefully I can give those kind of experience at least in the surface, so that these kind of things are very important to be learned, and you should take more attention for this kind of activity. And when do we use the event handler task? When we need to take a system information to check the resource availability before a package is executed. Let's say it is called on pre-execute, or maybe we are using this event handler to clear temporary data storage when the package or task finishes execute. So we can call it as an on post execute, or maybe we can send an email message whenever an alert occurs, or let's say a warning. So the scope of it of an event handler can be coming from a single task, or maybe from a container, or maybe even wider inside a package. So it will be depend on your needs. So please pay more attention for the explanation that I give to you today, and try to questioning why do I need this, and why do we need to use that, and what kind of condition that we can use. Okay, thank you very much, and this would be the end of the presentation for today.